This is the Extra Mile.
Hi, everybody. Welcome back to the Extra Mile. I'm Justin. That's G5. What's up, George?
Not much, man. Not much.
Man, a few words, but full of impact. And there's Caleb in the corner. Hey, Caleb.
Good morning.
What did I call you? Caleb.
Curb.
Here, Caleb. Our wizard, the post. We're just going to call you Post.
I like the wizard better.
Wizard.
The wizard. Yeah.
Wizard Post.
I actually think that might stick.
Well, thanks for tuning in. We really appreciate you guys listening, and we hope you're having a great day. Oh, let's have some coffee.
Please. Please.
We have to figure out. I have to build a new table.
Wow, we're just like...
We're clunkety-plunkety.
That was the thing. So our last episode,
all of these...
Paige listened to it. She said it was really good. But she's like, if someone could stop hitting the table.
That was Cal.
Well, I think it was
was-
me one time, too. It was, we were just like, there's a new arm. And we're like, ding, ding.
Cal was, he was giving this table what's what.
Oh, did you get a new mug?
Nah, it's just from home.
Oh, okay.
Weirdly, so the camera can see too. I don't know why, but this has nothing on it. Absolutely, it's
just a black
completely
mug?
black and boring. But I love it, and I can't really explain the reasoning why. It just fits the hand.
Yeah.
Like when I drink it,
There's something special about mugs.
Yeah, it's weird.
That it's almost like a person. They call to you, and you're like, I'm going to have an adventure with you.
My favorite mug I think I've ever had, it's dead now because it deteriorated.
Oh.
It was black on the outside.
Yeah.
And when you put coffee in it, it reacted to the heat.
Oh, I love that.
And then it became the Marauder's map from Harry Potter.
That's cool. That's pretty cool.
And then as you drank it, it turned back to black.
That's pretty stinking cool.
It was cool. And then I was drinking coffee one day. It was my favorite mug. And I was just drinking. And I'm like, what's that? And it was probably lead paint. Like, it was just coming off, like flaking off.
Oh.
Anyway, and so eventually it just had to be thrown away. It was sad.
We have one of those too that we got as a gift for Christmas one year. And it's a picture of me and Julie. And I really like to give it to our guests so they don't know it. So, like, I hand them the mug and then I pour the coffee and they start drinking. And they're like, oh, it's you. Surprise.
Have you ever had those mugs that have things in, like little sculptures and
little
stuff?
surprise at the bottom of
Either
it.
a rooster or something worse.
Yeah. Those
Wow.
are good.
Wow.
Or something better, whatever.
Yeah, it could be something
To
better.
each their own.
Could be something better.
Just a little surprise.
Whatever you want to surprise people with.
Something that needs to wake you up.
Oh, man.
Something scary.
Speaking of scary, I think that it's interesting how whenever you have a conversation with somebody, like we had the last time we recorded, we had Cal, and it was a long episode. So if you haven't heard it, we recommend you go listen to either the one that we just did or his first time on with just George. And they're great listens. It's so interesting to think about those opportunities that are missed in your life, and how almost immediately after we stopped recording, I was just so inspired to seize every opportunity. It's like carpe diem. We gotta do this. And then somebody walked in the door and was like, "Hey, we've got this opportunity for you." And I was like, "I don't know, man." And
Cal's literally right here.
Literally, Cal is still
And
sitting
both
here.
of us are like, I just don't think that's going to work.
And he turned and looked at me and he goes, "What? Were you not paying attention?" And I'm like, you know what, Cal? You're right. I need you right here.
Yeah.
I need that whispering voice of like, "Hey, this is what I was talking about. Thanks, buddy. Okay, yes, let's do that." So it's interesting how it's not fearful, but it's curious to think about how many things come your way. And you're in the frame of mind, it's like, okay, I'm not going to miss this opportunity. I have to visualize it and I have to see it, and then there goes an opportunity. I mean, literally, I think that's a microcosm of my life and what I've experienced of, okay, don't miss the opportunity. There it went. And just not able to consciously recognize it.
Well,
Go ahead.
Oh, I was just going to say, I
Go.
don't know providential or what, but sometimes it really makes you wonder, like we had that episode and the whole time in the back of my mind, I was thinking about this idea that I've had for a while, just for something me personally that I've been wanting to do. And then Sunday morning, somebody walked up to me and they're like, hey, had a conversation. And it was that one opportunity where it was like, I could potentially do this thing that I've been wanting to do for a while. And here it is. And so it might be happening. I don't know. But it was just the frame of mind, like you were talking about, of realizing that God potentially is putting things in your life to both help you and help his kingdom, and in ways that you might not necessarily even know about yet, but in long term, there could be really good results from it and just doing something that he's putting in front of you. So I don't know. It's been on my mind almost every day since we talked about it.
One thing that was curious that I was very aware of when Cal was talking about how he had made choices early in his life, how he'd made choices now. And then he says, now as an older man, I have experienced enough to know this is my process. And his process was he goes to God in everything. I have an idea, and then I pray about it. And it's not like the silly, oh, let's pray about it. But it's just, he literally goes to God and he asks, is this what I need to do? Guide my steps, right? And that is precisely, it struck me because when you're reading the Old Testament and you're reading about Joshua and you're reading about Moses, the times that they really stumbled in their decisions is not that it was unsound reasoning. I mean, they had a certain amount of force. Okay, I have this many numbers. Let's go up this hill and let's attack these people. We're going to be victorious. And then they're routed.
Yeah.
And that's what
I was looking at was David.
Okay. See?
Great
We're
minds.
like this.
Yeah.
And no edits, folks. This is live.
I mean, just to your point, I mean, he's talking about going down. I don't know how to pronounce this name, Keilah, the town. And it's a Philistine town. And
It's
he
no
asked the
longer
Lord,
there.
should I go down and take this town? And the Lord's like, yeah, go for it. Go strike the Philistines. And his men are like, nah, let's not do that. I'm too afraid. And so he asked the Lord again a second time. And God's like, yeah, you should go do that.
No, seriously, it's fine.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
fine. And so, like, I don't know how wide I have to open the door for you. And it's like what you're talking about. It's like, how many opportunities do we see providence being put before us?
But then the opposite is true. I mean, even with those same characters where they didn't ask God first.
Yes.
And then they went ahead and just moved. It's like, well, come on, guys. We're strong enough. We can move that boulder. And then it's like, wait, we couldn't move the boulder. What's up? What happened?
Or they ask God, and God's like, no, don't do that.
Well, and I think that there's a very distinct thing that Cal was saying about wisdom. It's something that I'm taking away from that talk, which is I might have an idea. The folly of man, this is a thread that runs through the Bible. The folly of man is to believe in himself, which you have to have confidence. You have to have confidence in the things
There's
that
a
you can
balance
do.
there for sure.
Yes, but then the arrogant will be made humble, and the humble will be lifted up. Mm-hmm. And so that is something that, as a philosophy of life, is striking. And I'm fearful of that in some ways. Like, I don't want to rely too much on myself, and you have to find that balance. And so that was really inspiring hearing someone who's experienced many lives. I mean, I was sitting there, am I talking to Forrest Gump? What an amazing
Yeah, I was
story.
like, what are these stories? Yeah.
I mean, and it's so funny to say, yeah, I guess someone with gumption who might not even have God in their life at all can really seize many opportunities. But there's a curiosity there where I think that's the right word that I'm experiencing in myself, in my heart, to say there's a curiosity of, yeah, I can go and I can do that thing, but to humble myself before God, because that's what all of the apostles are talking about. Like, yeah, I've seen God do things that can't be done.
Yeah. Well, I think it was like I said Sunday, deny yourself.
Yes.
Denying yourself is how you have confidence, but at the same time, how you have humility. Because I came to the realization in that sermon even where I was like, oh, it's just denying ownership of yourself. My life is no longer my life. It's God's life. And I can still have confidence in myself, still love myself, but realize I'm not working for myself. So
You give it all away.
Yeah,
Give it
yeah.
for
It's all
others.
for God's glory. Yeah.
See, and that is the that's the shift. That's the button click
Yeah.
where you're in a new lane. And so I'm inspired by that. I think that to God be the glory. Okay, let's work forward in that. And my steps, what I'm going to do the rest of the week is I'm going to try. I'm absolutely going to try to stop and make sure that God has the glory.
Yeah. I'd say don't be afraid to poke your head through some doors and see if it's good or not good.
And then in prayer, asking for, hey,
I mean, yeah, that's what
guide
David
my
was doing.
step.
Yeah,
Well, and the other thing that he said is that you have to step,
Mm-hmm.
but God's going to, when you put your foot down, God's going to point it. That's a great way of saying that.
It is. I think that's what people should go do. Go sell. If you want to know more about the Bible or you have any questions, our email is in the description below. You can DM us. We'd love to hear from you. And if you're looking for a church family or you're in the Lubbock area, we invite you to come visit and hang out with us in Milwaukee. We love for you to find a church who practices the love of Christ.